So welcome everybody to Unlocking Your Entrepreneurial Genius. My name is Katarina Hanssens Carlsson, and I'm a blueprint consultant, entrepreneurial blueprint consultant, and CEO of Destiny International 11. And we have with us today Jordan Murphy. Would you like to introduce yourself?
It'd be my pleasure. Thank you for having me. Hello, everyone. My name is Jordan Murphy. I'm the founder of Brain Apes. We are on a mission to help people unlock skillpreneurship and utilize their unique skills and talents to find their way in business.
Sounds wonderful. So first of all, you get your idea, your genius idea, and then you implement with Jordan. I'm a consultant. He's a coach. He'll take you there. I'll find out what your genius is, your identity, your genius, your vision, and Jordan will implement with you. So, okay, so first of all, what is genius? What do you think, Jordan? What is genius?
I love that question. I think genius is the point where flow happens. It's where everything seems to come naturally. It's where you feel that sense of propulsion behind what you're doing. You feel that there's a sense of purpose or meaning to what you're doing, and everything just moves with ease. I think that's probably my best definition of what genius has been for me. How about
Brilliant.
you?
Well, for me, genius is actually what comes easiest to us. I mean, I didn't find my genius in school. I think very few people do, unfortunately.
Mm,
I didn't find it in college or university. It took me actually 20 years. I mean, I was a teacher and then I was a psychotherapist. I was very successful as a psychotherapist, but it
mm,
didn't fulfill me. But
mm.
when I found my core values, which are truth, greatness, and vision, and I found my alignment with who I truly am, then I could find my clients' truth, their greatness, their vision. And I've been doing that for 20 years.
I love that.
Oh, yeah. So, how long did it take you to find your genius, Jordan?
Well, I'll say I've always known that I've been kind of a connector with people. That was kind of an innate gift for me, the gift of gab, if you will, growing up. Um, I'll say really over the last 5 years, I've amassed enough skills to realize where I'm uniquely suited to use that gift of gab. So I'd say probably over the last 5 years, yeah.
The last 5 years, yes. But it actually doesn't have to take you, the viewers, 5 years or 20 years. You can find your entrepreneurial genius or your brilliance in one day and then work with Jordan. So the next question is it worth the search? You know, was it worth for me, the search 20 years? Was it worth the search for you for 5 years?
Oh yeah, and I mean, I've always had this entrepreneurial hustle about me, since I was out of school, and so I guess in all fairness, it came to me in the last, 5 years. But this has been a greater decade, of kind of just ebbing and flowing, and climbing different ladders and finding where my strengths are and what truly interests me, and taking some gambles and guesses on what I think interests me, and kind of failing and falling forward and figuring it out. But for me, yeah, I mean, this is what it's all about. I think that finding your passion and finding where your unique gifts are and building a strong skill stack where you have your core, superpower, if you will, the thing that comes most natural to you. And then you surround that with a bunch of other skills that help to build a wide foundation and make it, allow you to build something that's strong and tall. I think the search is basically the human experience of journeying through every day and just taking each day as it comes and, embracing all the opportunities that you find.
Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, for me, I don't regret the 20 years I searched and searched and searched and searched. And most people said to me, listen, you don't even advertise as a psychotherapist. People just come to you, they just ring you. Can you, Katarina, please, can you take this client? Can you take? And I was angry because I already knew my core values and I wasn't really following my core values. So I wanted to do that. So What's the next question? How do you unlock your entrepreneurial genius? Okay, so it can't be done at school yet. I have two educational foundations, and we are working on that right now so that from 7 years old, you can become an entrepreneur in school.
That's
Right.
amazing.
Yeah, thank you. That's another conversation. I believe schools should be dynamic places that are really child-centered and genius-centered and brilliant-centered. Okay, so how do you find your genius? Well, first of all, you have to find yourself. Who are you? Secondly, you have to find out what is sabotaging you. What are your weaknesses? Jordan, you talked about weaknesses. We have to know our weaknesses. And how do we turn that around so that we can really be at our peak most of the time, if not all of the time? So your identity, your sabotage strategy turned around, then you find your genius, and then you create your vision. What do you say about that?
I think that's beautifully said. You mentioned very early on the core values were paramount to your situational success there, and it really led to clarity for you was what I took from that. And I think clarity is the biggest thing that I see on every call that I have with founders. To some degree, the gap between where they are and where they want to go tends to be clarity. They may have some success already. They may be very well established and already very successful. At some point, the clarity and the vision fades. What I love about the core value system is that that becomes your lens to filter all of your decision making through. And it sounds like to your point where you were getting a little bit frustrated on the journey there was you got away from what was that core framework, that thing that would keep you on track, almost your compass of sorts, right?
Yes, yes. In fact, you're absolutely right there. I mean, I was very, very skilled as a psychotherapist. I mean, most clients came to me, 10 sessions, they were done. And I worked with CEOs mostly, but that wasn't it. I wasn't expressing my core values, and I wasn't helping them to find their core values. So you're absolutely right, Jordan. Yeah. Okay. So what's the next question? So this is for you, how do you implement your entrepreneurial genius?
I love standing on the shoulders of giants. I have been paying to be a part of skills and programs for, again, the greater part of a decade, and I've never been shy to invest in myself. I think that that is kind of the most exciting thing. I love to add something new to the repertoire. Um, it's what's fun for me as a founder is the building as I personally go through and solve for constraints. So I think that really like implementing the entrepreneurial genius is all about going with the flow, but having a solid foundation, getting clear, operating off of that clarity, being willing to bet on yourself, take chances. Um, the implementation is really about doing. It's about showing up every day. If you have a great directional alignment, meaning you know where you're trying to go, and then you've got the clarity on what it takes daily to get there, it's just a matter of showing up every day, continuing to put in the effort, adapting and course correcting as you go. And really, like the fastest catalyst for implementation is always going with a coach or a mentor.
Absolutely. Yes, we all need guidance. And so even if you're driven and you're clear, because clarity is power, and you know who you are, you know what you're up to, you know where you're going, most of us, I would say 99% of us at least, need a coach to just help us through the steps. Gentle, like prodding, this is what you're going to do this week, next month, etc., etc. too. So implementation of your goals. Okay, so let's find out what is unique about the entrepreneurial blueprint consultation. Number one, speed. You get your answers in one day. Who you are, what you're up to, where you're going, and how you're going to do it. Not every tiny step, but in the first year, third year, and fifth year, what you're going to do and how much money you're going to make. So you can go straight to Jordan and say, this is who I am, what I'm about, and what I'm up to. And this is my sabotage strategy. So watch out for that. So you can do it in one day, and you get the clarity, you get the power, and then you can work with a coach. So tell me, Jordan, what's unique about your coaching?
I mean, the fact is that I've been there, not only for myself as a first-hand implementer, growing my things through the constraints, but also for other people. I've taken other people just like you who want to go there, get there, and I've done it myself. I know the unique, challenges and the situational uh, setbacks, and what I've ultimately done is build a full-service agency to systemize and automate, and if not automate, at least duplicate the processes that I've done and do those for you, right? So as you're going, it allows you, most people who I serve here, it's worth taking a step back for a moment, are wellness founders. People who I'm the most passionate about are people who care about other people and want to use their super strengths and their skill stacks to help other people. And so wellness brands are really where I focus my effort and energy. And so most people who are in wellness aren't business folk, right? They're here on passion. They understood that this is with clarity, that this is what they want to do. They want to help people. It feels good to help people. And so as I'm growing and building, that's the big thing that I'm focused on is really trying to bring the business aspect and bring in and tie it to the spiritual side, tie it to being present, tying it to doing hard work and enjoying the work that you're doing and finding purpose and passion in all of that. So what I would say is the most unique about what I'm doing is I've been there, I understand what you're going through, I empathize and can relate, and I have a unique stack of services and agency partners to help you get there in the fastest way possible, really.
Sounds brilliant, because that, once you find your blueprint and you implement, then you have a team of people to help them as well. All the stuff that's really hard for visionaries, you help them. And I understand that entrepreneurs are givers. When we find our genius and we give, we are fulfilled. And that makes life so much more profound and so much more fun as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Jordan, how do people get in touch with you?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, I post every single day to LinkedIn and X. LinkedIn's really where I put a lot of focus. If you wanted to engage, we're in the comments every day, DMs. But from my LinkedIn page, I do have a link tree as well, which has all of our current offers, all of our freebies, every opportunity to move forward with us in any fashion. You can find it right on the page there. So LinkedIn is definitely a great spot. But you can go to brainapes.com, brainapes.com. Our link tree as well directly to get there is linktr.ee/brainapes, brainapes.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Right.
Jordan.
Thank
So,
you.
how do you get in touch with me? I'm Katarina Hanssens Carlsson. That's my brand name. And I'm Catherine Carlsson on LinkedIn. I'm at destinyinternational11.com. But the best place to reach me is LinkedIn on Catherine Carlsson. So Carlsson, Catherine with a K. So thank you very much for listening. If you want to find your entrepreneurial genius, you've come to the right place. Thank you so much
Thanks,
for
everyone. Thank you,
joining
Kat.
us, Jordan, and it's been a pleasure.
Pleasure as well.